Welcome back to the channel. I decided to do something kind of fun since it's one of those things. I said, hey, they're doing it in comics, maybe to talk about it because we're doing it in our role playing game. So, making connections across books. So, I've been a huge Iron Man fan for, I guess, forever. Iron Man was one of the first books I regularly started collecting, and I collected it during the whole like Bob Layton phase. So I got to see all the cool armors and stuff like that, and that's like probably one of my favorite periods. I mean, well, even all the way up to like issue 200 and even past that. But from the the 120s all the way, I mean, just some really great, cool things were happening. I think David Michelinie was doing the writing, if I recall right. It's been a while, not the memory's not like it used to be. And they did a lot of technology and things like that. And they crossed over a lot of cool villains and got developed like out of that. One of my favorites always being the Living Laser. There's a great two-parter that happens. The introduction of stealth armor, that character, and just a fun two-parter. And recently they've been well in Iron Man, the new book, the main villain has been Felong. Actually, Felong or Feilong? It might be Feilong. I think it might be Feilong. Fei. Yeah, Feilong from the X-Men, and it's been tying in very well. And the reason for it is actually like really a smart idea, and I really am digging what they've been doing. I mean, there are good books that I enjoy. Don't get me wrong, but this one is the one that I wait to get. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to read this. This is going to be so good, and they have not disappointed. And I am, as a fan of good comics, proud to know that they're doing really good stuff with this whole new run on Iron Man. And if you're not reading it, I think it is a mistake on your part, especially if you are a fan. Yeah, I'd say if you're a fan of the X Men, yes. But on top of that, if you're a fan of just cool villains and cool, I don't just even say cool villains. That's kind of like lowers it. So I mean, Iron Man's best when he has a villain that makes sense to him. And Fei Long being part of Orchis was a good plan. I always liked that idea. I thought, oh, it makes sense. Okay, cool. He wanted to basically colonize Mars, and that didn't work out for him. Okay, that makes total sense, and I can believe that. And having him as an Iron Man villain makes even more sense. So I'm really kind of excited about that. I think it's really a cool idea. I think everything about it is perfect. So I get very excited about that. And I was just thinking about it for the whole Amazing Universe stuff that we've been doing. We make connections in the book while certain villains should be involved with certain characters and certain connections should work. And I wanted to have kind of a focal point where you could have a lot of the important bad guys and the important good guys have a direct connection to each other, but still none of them doing really horrible things to each other in that specific area. And that's always been the American Standard Media Empire. That's the media company that runs the American Standard newspaper, which is the newspaper for the setting. Think Daily Bugle or Daily Planet, same kind of setup. And the owners of the actual Standard are a lot of the big heroes and villains of the setting, but they have a very specific connection on the business aspect. Let me see if I can get this out real quick because I was okay. So the corporation, the technical name is the Amazing Standard Media Corporation, and Cassidy Land is the largest shareholder who owns 28%. Cassidy Land is also a member of the Mannheim Industries, and if you know anything about our setting, Mannheim Industries is our big corporate bad guys. So that's an interesting part. Dr. Diva Sahir Morgan owns 21% ownership. She's the chief CEO of Twilight Inc. So there's that connection already. Like, oh, okay. Wayne Morgan, her ex-husband, the so-called magic user, wizard, cyber wizard, really, owns 11%. There's two other people that own 8 and 5% that's currently redacted, and we're not talking about them right now. And the final large shareholder is Augustus and Freeman Washington. It's actually those their code names are Mercury and Freedom, and they're with the group that we still haven't named yet. The one who keeps saying redacted. It's the one that was inspired by doing the new Invaders comic book. They own 3%. So you've got important people all interconnected in this one little thing, and I think that kind of setup makes for the best kind of relationship with the villain But it's one thing to have, the megalomaniac that you don't really know and it's just and doing all that stuff. And I hate that kind of stuff. But it's a total different thing when you got people who have to work together for their continued success. And it's more of a Cold War feeling. It's more like behind the scenes kind of stuff. Nothing's like done out in the open and no one's gonna do anything crazy. But just something kind of cool that you can think about. So I thought it was cool that they were doing that in Iron Man. I think it's pretty cool that we're doing it in our books and products. So I guess it's a win-win. So thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. Do us a huge favor. If you like what we talked about, click the like button below. If you don't like what we talked about, click the thumbs down. We're good either way. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you all later.